Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to Collecting Dust with me, John, host of the Nothing Podcast with Nobody Important, co-host. Let's not get technical. And this is my show here on Instagram TV. I'm going to do this every week, and I have this huge collection room full of stuff. You can't even see half of it. And I thought I would introduce you guys to pieces from here, some of my favorite pieces, and tell you the story of how they got here and what their deal is. So I thought, because I have a huge collection, of course, which you can't see all of Ghostbusters stuff, thought I'd start there, just for this week. And then next week we'll move on, and eventually I'll get around to all of it. So I have 3 pieces and a Blu-ray from my Blu-ray collection that I will show you pretty much every week, but this week for sure. So let's get started. My first piece, not very rare, not very old, but I love it. This here, if you can see, is the Ecto-1 before it's turned into the Ecto-1. They made this piece, I don't know why, this company, Johnny Lightning, they make these silver screen cars, and they have like the Bluesmobile and things like that. This is a 1959 Cadillac ambulance that Ray drives up to the front of the firehouse, and he says it needs new shocks, it needs new this, it needs new that, right? And then they turn it into the Ecto-1. It is in the movie for all of, I don't know, less than 30 seconds. But they made a toy of it, and considering that I have everything represented Ghostbusters-wise, I felt I needed to have the original paintless Ecto-1 as part of my collection, and I love it. I am not, just so you know going forward, a mint on card guy. I take things out of the packaging, I let them breathe. I think there's toy making, the fronts, backs, sides, bottoms is all need to be seen. They're not meant to be kept in the package. But, it's so little. Keep it in the package, why not? And I keep it right here. I love that piece. So my next one was a gift from a friend, and it's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I have many Stay Puft Marshmallow Men, as it were, from my childhood. I loved the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He's huge, he's cute, and he's fluffy, and I've always wanted to squeeze him and feel him. But my issue is that there are many toys of Stay Puft, and none of them look like his face in the movie. None of them are accurate, and I don't understand why, because in the film, he's basically a toy, right? He's a costume. Why can't they replicate that face and put it on the toys? I have no idea. So this company, Figure Arts in Japan, they usually make a lot of Dragon Ball Z, a lot of anime characters. They made one Ghostbusters character, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And this Stay Puft looks exactly like he does in the movie. His face is got that sort of blinded wanderingness to his eyes. He's not angry. He's just there, which is what he is in the movie. He's just plopped there. He gets angry eventually, which you can see because it has alternate faces. So he has angry face, which is sort of, this one's a little more cartoony. This is more what you'd find in like an anime or a cartoon version of Stay Puft. But he does have this face in the movie. But it's the least accurate of them. This, which I love, which is as he's getting toasted, like mid-toasting. And this one I love because this is like they took scans of his various faces from the film and recreated them here. And the last one is this, which is seconds before exploding Stay Puft, when he's looking at them and saying, "Oh my God, I'm about to turn into a helicopter dropping a bunch of shaving cream." So that's my Stay Puft. I keep him. I have a small replica of the firehouse that I keep him next to. The only thing I don't have that they've never made is a replica of Central Park West. The building on Central Park West, which I would love. Oh, wow. My collection is taking a dive. Yeah, so I would love that, but for the meantime, this Japanese Stay Puft is perfect. I have way bigger Stay Puffs that I love, the way that they feel and the way, but as far as he's not to scale, but his face, this is the one for sure. And my last piece that I have in the Ghostbusters for today is this. This is a Louis Tully in Spangler's uniform this is from the Matty Mattel Ghostbusters series. So the story behind this is they did not have the rights at the time to do figures of Ghostbusters 2. They didn't have whatever likeness rights they needed for whatever reason. So they made a Louis Tully from Ghostbusters 1 with alternate heads. His head wearing the colander on his head and the one without it. What I did was, when I was on the Jersey Shore, there's a giant comic book store, I don't know the name of it, on the boardwalk, and they had the pack of 4 Ghostbusters from Ghostbusters 2 in the gray flight suits with the Santa Claus hats. And I didn't have any of the main guys at all. So I got that set of all 4. It happened to be, in there was also a loose Egon Spangler. And I said, I want that too. So I bought the set of 4 and I bought the loose Egon. And what I did was when I came home, I took the head off the loose Egon and I took the spare head from Louis Tully and put it on the Egon body because he does wear Egon's flight suit in Ghostbusters 2 when he becomes a Ghostbuster. I've seen mods of this where they change his hair and they put the earmuffs on him. I eventually did get a Louis Tully. I must admit, when I made this, I was like, this is accurate. It's perfect. It goes along with him, forgetting that he never wears the gray flight suit. He wears the beige flight suit from the first movie while they're all wearing... No, actually, they all wear the beige ones too at the end. But whatever. At the time, I was like, I don't care what color it is. I have him in the outfit. I've now since gotten him in the beige one. But yeah, I still love this. I keep it with my collection because I'm proud of it. It was like one of my first modding things I've done outside of wrestling figures, which is a whole nother story for another day. But yeah, so there's that. Let's go take a look at a movie. All right, so because we were focusing on Ghostbusters, I figured this week I would show you some of my Ghostbusters Blu-rays. Now you want to say to yourself, there's only one of that movie. 2 at best, 3 if you're generous. But no, I have many, many versions of the same movie. And a lot of them, the disc inside is exactly the same. But I have them because I'm a psycho person. So the first one I'll show you is this. This is Ghostbusters 1 on Blu-ray, Steelbook. It's got Stay Puft Marshmallow Man on the back, which was the reason I bought it. And this is a European exclusive. It will not play on an American Blu-ray player because it's the wrong region. As you can see here, it's got the region credentials there, and it's got where it's in UK and its rating and things like that. Here's the region credentials there. Actually, this one is region free. It's got all 3. If it has just one, if it has just B or C or A, that's the only region it'll play in. I bought this because there was no Ghostbusters Steelbook, and I'm a collector of Steelbooks, so I didn't have it on Blu-ray yet, and I said, let me get the Steelbook. The next thing that happens is they released for the first time Ghostbusters 2 on Blu-ray, which I love. But the only way to get it was to get it in the digipack here. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. And they're both released in 4K. It's got a book here with all this extra crap in it and all these things. And I said, I already have the Steelbook, but whatever, I want Ghostbusters 2. I ran out to get this day 1. I was so ready for it. Great. What happens next? Next thing you know, Ghostbusters Answer the Call comes out. People iffy on that movie, I loved it. So, of course, I was going to get it. I didn't like any of the artwork, but when that movie came out to celebrate it, they released new steelbooks of Ghostbusters. And I was like, I can't get any more. But I did. So, they came out with these pop art. Ghostbusters 1. There's the back. And Ghostbusters 2. Stylistically, they match. As a Blu-ray collector, the spines are very important. If all the spines of this film series can match, you got me. And I get very mad when suddenly they change one. It's irrational, but it's true. So you have Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2. I loved these steelbooks. Next thing you know, in an unprecedented impressive move, they released Ghostbusters Answer the Call with a matching steelbook. Pop art steelbook. The spines match. It is the only instance of all 3 Ghostbusters movies existing in the same style. There's no packaging. There's no group pack of all 3 of them. I mean, maybe there is, but it's thrown together. They're typically disassociated from one another. But the fact that they released all 3 of these matching, I love it. And as much as I own them, these 3 are probably one of my favorite things in my steelbook collection because I love the way that they matched. Listen, when Afterlife comes out this summer, they're not going to match it. It's not going to match this. But you never know. Ghost Corp is pretty good, so they may. Of course, that would be it, right? We don't need anything more. Wrong. So, just this past year, for the 35th anniversary of Ghostbusters, they released Ghostbusters 1 and 2, again, on 4K. Here it is. There's nothing that special about the case. It looks very similar to the first case I had. I don't really like the back art. However, they packed it with special features, all of which you can definitely find on YouTube for free. But they packed it with all sorts of special features, behind-the-scenes documentaries, films, and all sorts of things. So I had to get it, deleted scenes. I watched them the day I bought it. I was very happy I saw them. But that leaves me with all of these Ghostbusters. They're all the same movie. I mean, more or less. Do I need all of this? No. But do I have all of it? Yes. And that is what this show is all about. So, see you next week.